What's up? Welcome back to Nowstalgia. Dave here with a review of Marvel's Secret Invasion, their latest series on Disney Plus, starring Samuel L. Jackson reprising his role as Nick Fury. This is the first Marvel series of the year, a stark and noticeable change from how Marvel used to be moving the past 2 years. We know now that Marvel is certainly slowing things down on the TV front from a quality and creative point of view, but also a desire to not oversaturate. I think that was pretty obvious that when you're getting 4 TV shows a year, 4 movies a year, and it's also not the most fruitful time creatively for Marvel. Definitely, this is the most down bad they've ever been, relatively speaking. It felt like a bit much. So I think it's incredibly noticeable that the first Marvel series has not come out until the end of June this year, and we know that 2 more are on the way: Loki season 2, as well as the Hawkeye spinoff Echo. As of right now, anyway. But Secret Invasion, I think coming off Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 earlier this year, I think Secret and the Marvels being the last film to come out later in the year, I think Secret Invasion was kind of towards the top of a lot of people's lists as something that could be cool, could be exciting, could be interesting per Marvel standards, And I certainly felt that way. And, getting Samuel Jackson, one of our great actors, getting him to reprise his role as Nick Fury, and really the meatiest and most substantial amount of screen time he's ever had in the role, sounds good. Add in one of the best cast Marvel's ever assembled, honestly. You have your villain, played by Kingsley Ben-Adir, tremendous actor, loved him One Night in Miami as Malcolm X, he's great. If you don't know, now you know. Of course, Olivia Colman, arguably one of the best actors we have right now, bar none. Amelia Clark, Ben Mendelsohn, other Marvel faces reprising their roles, like Colby Smulders as Agent Hill and Martin Freeman as Agent Ross. Pretty good cast, Hard not to be like, this sounds cool. Also adapting a really famous and storied comic book run, big crossover in the Marvel Comics on the page. Also bringing in, I think, an interesting approach to plot, where it's like, this seems like it'll be a bit more grounded, thrillery Marvel, Cold War vibes. We're in Moscow in the first episode. Again, take a lot of that with a grain of salt. It's still Marvel at the end of the day, but there were some parts that I was excited about with this. At least it felt like it was going to be something cool. And seeing one episode, I'm gonna watch the whole series, but seeing the first episode, I was just a bit whelmed. I wasn't underwhelmed. I wasn't overwhelmed. I think it's probably just a symptom of the larger Marvel malaise that we are in right now, where just kind of okay Marvel doesn't let anyone speak these days. We've had so much of it. We're in our 30-something movie at this point. This is what coming up on 10 series on Disney Plus, right? Been a lot. And I think in this case, the key crux, and we don't know how this will go yet, but this to me will really determine whether Secret Invasion is a success or failure. It's a 6-episode miniseries, as far as we know at this time. The Skrulls, the Secret Invasion storyline, the Skrulls were impersonating people due to their ability to shapeshift. And pretending to be other people and using that to influence politics, war, influence, etc. Right? That needs to really land. I think that needs to be substantial. In the comics, big time A-list characters are revealed to be Skrulls, and because of the way comics work, it was years and years that you had been reading someone who you actually didn't realize was in fact a Skrull. And it's a huge flip, and it's a really effective comic book storyline because of that. We know who's in the series, and we know who's not in the series at this time, Secret Invasion. Finding out people we never met before are Skrulls doesn't matter to anyone. That is not a stake that anyone's invested in. There needs to be a real stakes to the series. Now, Don Cheadle's Rhodey, War Machine, is in the series as a military advisor to the president. Are they setting him up to be a Skrull? He's the only character of true significance, apart from, of course, Nick Fury himself, that we know about is in the series. So, I don't know, if this just feels a bit self-contained and a bit small, on one hand, that's something you like about a Marvel series to be its own thing. But I think that part of this Marvel malaise has been that nothing has felt congruent or like it truly mattered in a minute, you know? Sometimes that's fine when it's like an origin movie like Shang-Chi. But other times it's just like a bit meandering like Thor 4, where the Marvel storyline, we just kind of been dragging our feet to the Kang Dynasty Secret Wars build up, if you will. It's not nearly as congruent as everything was with Thanos. So if Secret Invasion is just a bit self-contained, I don't know. I don't know how well that's going to land. Despite the fact that we'll get to see Nick Fury do Nick Fury stuff, that'll be awesome. Olivia Colman seems to be having a great time as the MI6 boss in Russia. Ben Mendelsohn, I love him as Talos just because he's a great actor. He's fun to be with. You know, these two different Skrull factions. You have the good benign ones like Talos. Then you have these more radical Skrulls that want to basically pit world powers against each other on Earth and get back to their homeworld, led by Kingsley Ben-Adir's Gravik. Also in their midst is Talos' daughter, Gaia, played by Emilia Clarke. The setup is there, but I think it just kind of speaks to where we're at with Marvel right now, where you have your doubts, you have your reservations about that execution. I've only seen one episode, so I don't have a lot to go on. The critics have only seen 2, so we don't really know anything. But there's a bit of a familiarity to some of this setup, where with this Skrull group, Gravik Skrulls, refugees, like they're giving me some Falcon and the Winter Soldier vibes, to be honest. And I don't know if that's the best compliment, because that is a show that ultimately does not end successfully. So I don't know. Like I want to give it time. Kyle Bradstreet from Mr. Robot's like the runner of this show. There's a lot of talent involved. Obviously, the acting talent went over that, but I don't know. Like I hope like Nick Fury coming down from Saber, where we realized he was up in space at the end of Captain Marvel. I hope that like matters to the character and like matters to the storytelling. And I like if this is just if this could this be the Nick Fury swan song? Not that they would kill him off, but like could this be like the true last gasp of like meaningful Nick Fury stuff? I hope not. Probably isn't, but we'll see. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. Marvel's got to prove it to us again. Guardians 3 being great, I think we give a lot of that credit to James Gunn and the fact that that was like the last vestige of older MCU. And man, the Wasp Quantumania didn't leave us too excited. I'm going into the Marvels with an open mind, but we'll see. So, yeah, that's Secret Invasion. 5 episodes to go. Let me know, though, how did you feel about Secret Invasion, how you feel about Marvel in general, and for more TV reviews, more Marvel reviews, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.